Okay. What's good, everyone? Hopefully, we are live. I had some issues going live just now. Um, I'm just gonna watch and make sure that this transition happens on the live stream version. Yeah, okay, it does. And hopefully, you can hear my voice and it's all good. Um, yeah, I don't know what was going on. I actually hit start stream 4 or 5 times and it was just not starting the stream. Um, but yeah, we are here back from break week and a whole new year. This is going to be our year, 2026. We've got chapter 1172 of One Piece. It's quite a transitional chapter, so I don't expect to spend too much talking about it. You haven't read the chapter completely yet, Text? Understandable. You're only working on it. You don't need to read that. Actually, no way. You were drunk all night, right? You actually didn't do anything this chapter. It's a decent thing. It's a good transitional chapter, I think. I had a lot of fun looking at it, and yeah. So let's get right into it. It's going to be a nice breezy chapter this week. So here we have the Elbath I admire, with our good old friend Bon Cure on the cover. To this day, I will never understand why Bon Clay in the Viz is like a clay swan a thing. Maybe a clay swan is a thing. Maybe they thought it was that. Is a clay swan a thing? But yeah, in Japanese, as far as I know, it's meant to be a pun on the Obon festival and New Year's, right? Um, Boncré is the only one who has two code names. Because obviously his real name is Bentham. Mr. Two is his male code name, and like all the women in Baroque's work, he also has a holiday as his code name. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. People think Boncré is his like actual name, but no, it's Mr. Two Boncré. That's his full like code name. His both names. So yeah, I've never understood why Viz made it Clay, but is what it is. We've got Mr. Two here, and some swans dig around in his cosmetics and put on the makeup they find there. So that's pretty cool. The only real things I really noticed from this background is we've got a typical like Hollywood glamour mirror, from like the classic era of Hollywood when you think actress and you think that mirror. There's also a signature on his wall, but I can't make it out. It seems to begin with a C. Maybe he got crocodile signature. But yeah, I mean, other than that, it's just cool to see Bonchan again. I don't. His makeup already seems to be applied though. Why would he ever need makeup when he's got his fruit? Like he could just look amazing by slapping himself and being whoever. Straw hat and emu crown. Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't notice that at all. And the other two have the Bon Cray like things that he has above his wings, but below the swans. But yeah, we've got Emu and Luffy playing with the makeup. And actually, they seem to be holding little toys. Like, he's holding a little emu. And I don't know what the Luffy one's holding. And this might actually have more significance than I thought. We've got 5 swans visible here, or is it 4 swans? Oh, no, wait. Is it 3 swans and one of them's a reflection? Yeah, that is a reflection. Huh. Maybe I don't know. Maybe this is actually like Giga, like 4 brain symbolic of something. 3 swans. Like maybe one of them is Joy Boy, one of them's Emu, and one of them's Davy Jones. That's super interesting. I'm gonna have to look it up. Um. So yeah, Oda just basically talks about. I don't know what this animal is. A quokka. It's like a koala like thing, but it's not. And I don't know what Oda was actually referencing, like do they have a reputation on the internet? Because I don't know it. Maybe it's a thing on the Japanese like side of things, but they seem cute enough. I saw someone memeing that maybe this is Loki's true form, and he has the Coca fruit. Because we still have no idea what he becomes. But other than that, I can't actually think of any relevance. I think Oda in these comments just likes to be zany and random when he's not promoting something. You have one friend that's really into cover stories. Tell me what he thought of this one, because I got nothing. For me, I just see these as like throwbacks to characters we haven't seen in a while. Anyway, bump right in. The lift ascends to the Sun Realm, and it's actually pretty cool. It looks like a panel split, but it's not. It's just the lift ascending, but it looks like a panel split, which I thought was pretty cool. Oda actually seems to be getting a bit experimental after 30 years of serialization, because later on we have this map that like zooms into each situation you see down here. Like each mark on the map actually zooms into its own panel with the map centralized, which is actually like a panel formation I've never seen him do before. So I think Oda's getting a bit bored. He wants to experiment a bit with the format of Jump. But yeah, we've got our classic recap before a big fight and post flashback. There are three foes up there. Their objective is clear. They plan to abduct the 10 children from Elbaf and take them to the Holy Land. The children will serve as living shields, leverage to turn the warriors of Elbaf into battle thralls. Three humans did all this? To think that not even the giant warrior pirates or Yasun could stop them. Sorry, I have no excuses. So Sanji gets right down to business, being like, well, they may be kids, but they're still giants, right? How can people our size even move them? And Yaban is going to be summarizing all of the abilities of the three gods knights we've got up there. So one of the three is a woman with a strange arrow ability. The children are unable to resist her. They just keep marching towards the West Village harbor. It's all over if they reach a ship and escape to sea. It'll all come down to that. The big question is why not destroy the ships? But obviously, we're gonna need them for the final arc of the series when the giants rise up with the Straw Hats and the other allied races. But an easy fix is just to destroy destroy all the ships, and then like no one no one wins. You know? Why can't we just take the kids back? One of the three is named Summers. I know a bit about him. Rayleigh jobbed him out 20 years ago. He became a briar man after eating the thorn fruit. He can freely manipulate vines with sharp thorns. The vines can become transparent, and he wrapped them around the children. I wonder if the vines actually hurt the children when they're wrapped around. They don't seem to be affected, so it seems like he can like. Summer said something interesting. Like, the more passionate you reach out for them, the more you get hurt. So I don't actually know if the target in the middle actually feels anything when being wrapped, but it would be really cruel if they did. So we can't just grab them? That's so cruel. Indeed, they're as tough as iron, but if we clumsily try to get the kids to break their line formation, they'll turn into pincushions. So yeah, if they deviate, they'll keep walking straight and they'll end up stabbing each other. Um, it's been set up so they'll hurt each other. And on top of that, the last one seems to have the power to make nightmares come true. The things the kids find the most scary have come to life to prevent their escape. Does this imply that Colon's biggest fear is Fenrir? Or is this just, an example? I mean, I suppose of all the kids, Giban would know what would freak out his son the most. The kids may appear to just be waddling along in broad daylight, but it seems impossible for anyone to stop them. The intruders have set up some sort of twisted game with their three abilities. We'll save those kids no matter what. Wasn't it mostly like a metaphor? The more you try to reach for something, the more you can't. I don't know. I actually think it might be literal, just because you know fruit abilities are a bit weird. It's questionable why a vine can turn invisible, right? Like a lot of the time, there's logic to some of the powers, but sometimes they can just do something wacky. Although that is part of the charm, like would be like, oh, you didn't know dinosaurs could like shoot out like guns or could like helicopter themselves. That's definitely what they could do. Um, but yeah, a vine that can turn invisible. I don't know. Seems the quickest and easiest solution is to target their three ability users. Even if they're as immortal as they claim, there should be a way to take them down. We could try trapping them or crushing them, maybe even eating them. Whoa, Goldberg, whoa. Yeah, confirming giants used to be human cannibals is kind of crazy. This should have come up more when Harold was trying to like cozy up to the humans. They should have been like, no, they eat humans. Haha, sounds promising. Let's do this. It's the Sun Realm. Prepare to disembark. And then thunk. And we see them look up, and no matter how much exposition Yaban just dropped on them, how do you prepare anyone for this? You know, it's like a dragon, a giant burning skeleton, like Hell Rider giant, and the Great Eric burning in the middle. It's ridiculous. So we see Harden is overwhelmed by what he's seeing here. This is beyond anything I imagined. Are there no limits to these nightmare monsters? Look at that. And we see like a griffin and like a boxer. We see Nika. The Nika one gets me every time. I wish Emu or because Emu's up there now, right? She like possessing Gunko. I wish that she like focuses in on the Nika one and is like, man, Cunningham is a bit too powerful. I'm gonna steal his fruit. Like literally, just it would be amazing if these things even have like a fraction of the power of what they're imitating. One of the kids is most scared of Loki, right? So is Loki around here? That would also be pretty funny. What would be great is if like this applied worldwide, because like there are people who are scared of people who they really shouldn't be scared of, like Buggy, for example. Like, what would a nightmare Buggy look like? I'd actually. Oh, you know what? This is gonna be an SBS question. I'm gonna write it down so that no one gets the SBS question before me. I'll ask Oda. I'll send it in. But I guarantee you, if I don't ask, and if someone else will ask Oda, and he'll draw this. But it'll be like, what will the Straw Hat's nightmares look like if Quillingham used his powers on them as kids? And we'll get like, God, what would we get for each of them? Zoro would be scared of the stairs that killed Kuina. No, I'm joking. Um, God, it would probably all be really like emotional. Like Usopp's dad comes back and says he doesn't love him. um, for um, for Robin, it might well be Kuzan, right? Um, who else is there? Chopper would probably be scared of his dad, the reindeer who beat him up. um, jeez, it's hard to actually think what their fears would be. I think Oda would actually just have fun drawing original things for them. Jinbei's one would be a normal human. That would be the most haunting one, right? Yeah, I guarantee that Oda would draw this. He would find it very interesting. I'm gonna actually try and send it in. I'll try and send it in. Ask Oda, hey, if Cunningham, kidnapped the Straw Hats and tried to, when they were kids, and tried to find out what their greatest fears were and make them come to life, what would he bring to life for each of them? That's a hard question to phrase, especially in Japanese. I'll need to ask people. But I guarantee that if I don't do it, someone else is gonna ask him. Because that's the kind of questions he always answers. That and like boob size questions and fart joke questions. Anyway, is that the Great Eric? Dory and Broggy were aboard it earlier, leading the charge with their crew, but they got shot down by those monsters. That can't be. Is that you, Hardin? Kashi-san, I'm glad you're okay. I was in the realm of the dead. Tell me what's going on. You won't believe this. Listen closely. Dory and Brogy are trying to kill Elder Jarul? They all went crazy. Please, you've got to stop them. Kashi-san, how about the children? Ripley and the others went after them, but we've had no word on their status. The kids may already be at the harbor by now. Hey, Rodo, listen. What? Bajorn? Born? Bajorn. I'm going with Bajorn. Bajorn was taken? This is bad. My little brother is one of the hostages. Rodo! I actually had no idea that was his brother. That was the very depressed kid, right? It kind of fits. What would have been really good is if early in the arc, when like Rodo was like inspecting his models and saw it was broken, he should have been like, "Oh, my stupid little brother must have been playing with my action figures again," or something, you know. I think that would have been good setup for this. Alas, though, they missed the opportunity. I think he also had a stripe design, so maybe it was more seeded. Was it mentioned? I genuinely don't remember Rodo having a younger brother until now. Anyway, I'll join you. Me too. So now we see Gerd and Goldberg are more supportive of Frodo when things are serious. Hey, Kashi, which way is the school? Nami-san and the others should be close. I'm wondering if this is Sanji using logic or if he's using his lady radar to detect Nami and Robin. Can you see the fire? It's coming from both the school and the library. Why is it on fire? That's kind of janky. It should be why are they on fire? I'm gonna take a screenshot of that and tell the little bird about it. Anyway, you said Dory and Brogy have gone crazy? That's right. Please hurry. Elder Jarul is in trouble. So here we've got a pretty cool breakdown of what's going on. Oh, this page was updated. Oh, cool. I was gonna point out that we had two Stansons, but we don't anymore. So we got the school and the library, Seoul. We've got so many groups heading towards the West Village where Jarul is, and there's a ship there. The kids are also like they're all going parallel to each other. It's not like a chase. It's more like a race to the West Village. West Castle is here right next to West Village. Honest to goodness, I do wonder if it's Orist Castle or West Castle or what. Like, why is the castle attached to the West Village specifically? I know the name doesn't quite line up, but it feels close enough that I don't know. I'm so torn on what this castle should be called. Um, but yeah, we've got the whole gang here. The school and the library. What we don't see here is where the God's Knights are. So we don't know their current location. Walrus School and Owl Library, and we just see it's burning down with the teachers looking on helplessly. They better move quickly, by the way, because as soon as the kids are out of danger, they gotta put all that stuff out. Jinbei is right here, so I hope that's Jinbei's role in the arc. Just, he's a waterbender, so let him just douse the school. But yeah, near the library. Oh, and Nami can help too with her rain tempo. The library is burning down. Poor Robin. She's very distressed about this. We need to get rid of these arrows before the kids are carried off. So yeah, they're still tied up with the arrows. I kind of hope Jinbei would be able to break it though. I doubt Chopper will be back anytime soon, and Brooke's gone off somewhere. He must be up to something. Master Dory, Master Brogy, I can't stand seeing you like this. How did Brooke not get tied up with the rest? Because Robin's tied up with the thorns. The rest seem to be tied up with arrows. Was Brooke not tied up with the rest? Was Brooke... It says Brooke has gone off somewhere, and he must be up to something. But I kind of remember... It was before her transformation, but Gunko wanted to transform... wanted Brooke to be her slave. Probably because she subconsciously remembers him, but despite that, she would know his music either way. But she transformed, so I don't think she took Brooke. So Brooke genuinely slipped off on his own, right? That's what's implied. Brooke was tied up too, though. He was like super tightly tied up. How did he get away? This is where Brooke reveals that he was This is where Brooke reveals that he was a thingy. He's like a supreme grade conqueror's hockey, and he's just been holding off on us, playing the clown. He could have taken Big Mom and Whole Cake Island, but he sensed that things would work out, so he held back. Brooke upscaled above Jinbei would be amazing. No, I don't know. Part of me is doubting the translation now. Like, was Brooke taken, or was he like? Because sometimes when there's no pronouns, it's easy to confuse it without context. I would be here for it. I'd be here for it. I kind of want to double check on this though later. But as far as I know, I do remember checking on it at the time, and it seemed right. Ugh. Anyway, Brooke slipping out, him being up to something. We love to see it. Just he's in my top three Straw Hats with Jinbei and Luffy, of course. Um, so just any Straw Hats, especially Brooke and Frankie, getting something more to do than they usually do, is a big bonus for an arc for me. So like, if this does lead into him confronting Gunko, trying to snap her out of it, a mini Brook flashback where we get to see where he got the crack on his head, and like I've always like speculated that he was tasked as part of the battle convoy. They were tasked to protect the Devil Fruit, and the battle convoy was wiped out. He thought probably Gunko was dead, like assume Gunko's like a princess or something who they were assigned to protect as well. And Brooke, injured, is forced to eat the fruit and flee to sea and become a pirate to keep it out of enemy hands. I mean, just like it doesn't even need to be a long flashback, but something like that would be really cool for his character. I thought that that would be what happened when he started acting shady when Germa 66 was introduced, like 30 volumes ago, but that never happened. This is probably the last chance we have to flesh out Brooke's backstory. Um, Other Straw Hats, they don't really have a gap like Brooke does, but like we meet up with Brooke when he's already 38, you know? So there's a huge portion of his life that we have no context about. Viz says Brooke ran off. Interesting. I didn't know Viz was out already. Oh, it's Sunday, right? Yeah. For some reason, I had it in my mind that Viz would be on Monday. Yeah, because it's already Monday in Japan. I've just got the like release date of Shonen Jump on the brain. Viz does not wait, by the way. Like the second it turns midnight in Japan, they release the chapter. It's so funny. It's like the bare level they need to like keep with the contract. But like, no one in Japan is like able to buy the manga at 12 a.m. on Monday. So it's ridiculous. They might as well release it a day earlier, you know? Anyway, so Usopp's saddened to see his masters succumb to mind control. Their double spread merges or scuffed this chapter, and the map page is crazy to me. Oh, okay. I mean, I guess I can look up the Viz version real quick. I usually do it before Viz drops their version. The Elbaf I dreamed of. That's weird. Okay, this is gonna the rest of the stream is gonna be a kind of a comparison. The Elbaf I dreamed of. I don't think that's the right nuance because it's not just that he dreamed of it. He actually met Dorian Brogy and got to taste their culture. It's more like the Elbaf he knows and loves is back, like the ones he always admired. So I disagree with that. Our throws, our foes number 3. It's like he's a D&D riddle master, you know. Our foes number 3. Now, if you would heed me, that's an odd way of saying that. I don't want to just rinse Viz. I'm just trying to find battle slaves instead of thralls. That's to be expected. A mere trio of non-humans. A mere trio of humans. That sounds more racist from Harden now. Run rampant. I'm sorry I failed you, plain and simple. Uh, yeah, this specifies them carrying them rather than just moving them, which I think is the Japanese as well, but I think move them is the more natural way of saying it. Carry them off somewhere. It just seems a bit literal to me. Of the woman of the trio. That's so weird. The woman of the trio has a strange power using arrows. It seems that wherever she points them, blah blah blah. Western Village. I actually did prefer Western Village, but it makes me think of like Wild West. So I've kind of been switching between the two. Um, sorry, I was gonna just check the map. That is kind of odd. Yeah, I don't have time to like side by side analyze all of this, but interesting. Anyway, kill Ja Rule. Please stop, captains. Open your eyes. The dummy reverse side possessed giants en route to West Village. Child rescue team. Hang in there, kids. Be gone, you vile creatures. Hostage rescue group. We're heading for the harbor, aren't we? If we get there, no whining. We're the warriors of Elbaf. But we're not warriors. West Village. If you want to run, run. We have no choice, Elder Jarrul. Captain Dorian Brogy won't listen anymore. I won't retreat. There's still something I've got to tell Elbaf. Gotcha. Listen, people of Elbaf. I will tell you everything before I die. Elder Jarrul? Our late King Harold always believed in coming together with the rest of the world, and that led to his attempt to join the world government. But his efforts were shunned and betrayed, 14 years ago on that fateful day. Elder Jarrul. I saw it all with my very own eyes. Harold and all those soldiers were killed by the act of a demon. Harold struggled to his last breath to keep Elbaf from falling into the demon's hands. Not incorrect, Harold. It just kind of makes me wish that he thought of this way of phrasing it 14 years ago. But I guess Loki would have gone out to sea no matter what. But for the last 6 years, Loki's been, tied up for no reason. Wait, so Loki didn't kill our king? I held my tongue, fearing that our people would rise up in revenge, leading us into an untimely war our king never wanted. I guess he would need to specify the demon was from the world government. Loki took the people's anger upon himself when he sailed out to sea. He may have always been boorish, but he is innocent. What? And Loki's like, not how I'd put it, but he's got the gist of it. Harden is like, don't get carried away, Elder Jarrul. I want to check that line in Viz, actually. Nicer than he deserves. Wow, about Loki. I thought the way it was put in the Japanese was harsh, but even this is even worse. Yeah, the phrasing here is a bit less open for interpretation, let's say. I witnessed a demon slaughter Harold and the rest of his soldiers. It's much more definitive a lie here, you know? Whereas I like to think that he's like telling the truth by omission. um Now today, three demons have appeared to subjugate our nation. Three new demons have appeared to subjugate our nation. I had hoped that this matter was behind us, but we are once more in need of great power. Actually, I want to check that line again. But today, it seems though they had given up initially, they once again require our massive power. Oh, that's completely different. Oof. Okay, that's interesting. They've, because of pronouns, they've changed who needs the power. Is it Elbaf that needs the power, or is it the world government? I took it as Elbaf needs their great power. They need to reawaken what they've lost. They need to reawaken their pride, which is what the rest of the speech goes on to say. But Viz is like sticking with the world government and is saying that they need the power, and so this thing has reawakened. This conflict has reawakened. Both are potentially right. I don't know which was intended. I don't know. That's interesting. I mean, the order is definitely close to the Japanese in Viz, but I mean, the only difference would be like put this bubble here instead of there. But that's like more like a how to order a paragraph rather than meaning. The meaning change would be there either way. I think both interpretations are valid. I would assume that the power, because our the assumption was it was the people of Eldaf who required the power, and I thought that it might be that they require Loki's power, or he's talking about a different kind of power. And what I settled on was like he's talking about their pride to reawaken it. But now I'm not so sure because I didn't actually consider that we could be applying it to the world government. I need to re-look at the Japanese now. I'm gonna take another screenshot and look at this later. But yeah, let's keep going. Seems our job's over. Guess I'll just go back to sleep. I'm speaking to you now, demons. You can take our culture and history, but let our little ones go. If you think this act will crush our spirits, you've made a grave mistake. We will not show you the same patience Harold did. You speak of subjugating us and picture our people to be your slaves. Who the hell do you bastards think you're dealing with? Forgive me, children. Cover your ears if you can. Well said, Jarul. The Eldaf I admire would never bend the knee. If the Harley prophecies are true, the world is bound to face a great divide one day. So be it. From this day forward, all Elbaf will stand against the world government. Did you really think some thorns, illusions, and this little reverse eye game would be enough to make us bow? I like this geezer. I bet you do. 300 years ago, he was known as the strongest being to ever hail from these waters. We will never submit to your dominion. What say you, proud warriors of Elbaf? Well said, Elder Jarul. And Usopp's fanboying here. Yeah, the Elbaf I know and love is back. We get it already, Usopp. Focus on getting rid of these damn arrows. Maybe Brook could have given them some tips. We will protect the peace that Harold dreamed of. And they all charge, swords drawn. And Harden and Zoro get there at the same time. We're finally here. They said if we get caught between them, it's over. And Zoro's like, don't worry, I have a plan. And sparks of resistance flares. That's chapter 1172. I think there's no break next week. Let's do a quick comparison to Viz. I'm sorry, children. I must ask you to cover your ears now. Okay, so this is in advance. So it's not regarding. I read it as either way, like either like cover your ears because I just started cursing, or cover your ears because I'm about to talk about the Harley prophecy. So I think leaving it ambiguous is the way to go, but this takes a definitive stance that it's about hiding the Harley from the children, which I'm surprised by actually. If the world is destined to be split in two, as the Harley prophecies suggest, then Elbaf shall be an enemy to the world government. He does still talk about Reversi. The Elbaf I love is back. Watch out they don't trap you between. Okay, I don't actually see much different with Viz other than what we've already mentioned. But it's cool to see Viz actually out at this time though, because usually I don't get to do the direct comparison on stream. Maybe next time I'll actually plan for that and have notes before going into it. But yeah, it seems Gunko is still being possessed by Emu. It's kind of hard to tell. Summers thinks this is all over, so that means that the children are right near the ships. Zoro and Co have obviously arrived at the West Village too, so I wonder what his plan is. I know some people were like, "Oh, I'm gonna ask Dory and Brogy which fish they caught was bigger, and then they'll start fighting each other again." But Zoro shouldn't actually know that because that's just something the audience saw. It's not something the Straw Hats ever saw. And he's drawing his sword, so I actually don't think that's the case. Yeah, overall, this chapter to me, it's a solid 7, I think. It's a pretty good transition chapter. We start the beginning with just a good old recap of the enemies and what their objectives are. And then we basically check in with what's going on everywhere, the Ja Rule situation, the children, what's going on with the Straw Hats. I like the seed being planted for Brook. I want to see what happens there. And we've got this rousing speech about, what really happened, which again is going over what we just saw, but now the people of Elbaf know. It kind of feels, like Loki's suffering was a bit pointless unless they reveal a bit more about that. But we've also got a good shot of the three villains. Oda's a bit wild for what's going on with Gunko's outfit here. Honest to goodness, I always think that the wrappings actually are meant to go up higher on her legs, but they unwrap from her legs. But that could just be cope, because it doesn't seem like that's the case anymore. It just seems like the arrows come from nowhere. But yeah, I'm curious to see what Brook's role is going to be, if he actually will be able to exercise Emu from Gunko. I'm pretty sure we want to deal with Summers once and for all in this arc. Quillingham has such a great ability though that I really hope he survives into future arcs and he just flees. Um I like to see Usopp relieved that the Elbaf he knows and loves is back, but I kind of think we needed a bit more disappointment from him earlier in the arc. And even Dory and Broggy, to be honest, because they weren't, they haven't been back to Elbaf in 100 years, so they should be a bit saddened by some of the extreme changes made in Harold's name. I think that could have been a theme a bit more early in the arc to make this hit home more. But yeah, I mean, it's a good hype speech, and I'm really ready for seeing how the climax of Elbaf shakes out. I genuinely don't think Elbaf is gonna last more than another 20 something chapters. So I think we'll end up with an arc the scale of Fishman Island or Whole Cake Island. I don't think we'll be approaching Dressrosa or Wano. But yeah, I mean, this was a great transitionary arc. I don't know where we're exactly going from here with Zoro's plan, but I'm super excited to see. So yeah, bit of a slow chapter to start off the year, but definitely a necessary one. So we'll see what happens, and I'll definitely catch you guys then. And yeah,